Welcome back to the Bob Davis Podcast YouTube channel. So I have pulled over. It is, it's 7, 8 o'clock. It's not quite sundown, but we're getting there. I'm still in Oklahoma. I'm riding out 9 west, actually 9 east, because I'm heading east towards Arkansas after a great day. And this is why I do this, because I've been on 9 east for 2 hours and have seen about 6 cars. And I just wanted to stop because I'm rolling with the windows down, although I had to put them up because there's gnats all over the place. But I want people to see, I just want to have you experience what it's like for a quick second. Let me turn everything off here so that everybody can, get an idea of the absolute quiet of this place, because there's been, this truck is usually running and it's a diesel and lots of noise. And one of the things I think is just fascinating about getting out into the hinterlands, literally the middle of nowhere. You fly over these places and you look down out the window of the plane and you see all these roads, sometimes dirt roads like this one, and sometimes paved, just like 9, which is right congruent to this dirt road here. I just pulled off because this is an appropriate place to pull off. And you wonder what's going on down there. At least I always did. You see the oil pumping stations. There's a lot oil wells around here and natural gas wells around here. And you always wonder what's going on. And you could say a whole lot of nothing, but there's a lot of peace in that. So I'm going to turn this off. Let me shut the vent down. I'm going to turn this off because I just want everybody to see how completely quiet it is out here, especially at sundown, or thereabouts. You can see in the reflection of the truck the sun going down, but I'll just swing around so you can kind of get a sense of just what it's like in the big country. I call it the big country, but we could be in Kansas, we could be in western Oklahoma, although western Oklahoma is much less hilly and less green, but it's completely quiet out here. Just listen. And rolling down these roads is just, especially with the windows down, just rolling along, just enjoying it. And, occasionally you see a car coming down the highway. But I love it out here. I don't know that I could live here. I don't know that I mean, if you lived here, you have to be completely self-sufficient. I noticed that when I was in New Mexico, that if you're out in the White Sands area, if you're out in any of those really empty areas of New Mexico, you're completely on your own. You got to have first aid. You got to be able to do things because nobody's gonna be there and nobody's gonna help you do anything. You got to do it yourself. And so a lot of ranches out here. Now, I've driven through 3 consecutive Indian reservations. One of them is a Seminole reservation. I'm not even going to attempt. I keep wiping these bugs off my face. I'm not even going to attempt to explain or pronounce the names of some of them. But Indian reservations. So it's an international road trip as well as a national road trip, and just I think the quiet and the peace and the isolation, because we always think of America like we think of America as New York City, or we think of America as Minneapolis, St. Paul, or Oklahoma City. These are big cities in terms of the scale of the states that they're in, but when you're out here, it's a whole different life. And there's a lot of this all over this country. That's the thing that people don't realize about the United States. There's a lot of this. There's so much of this. You could have 5 New York cities and you almost wouldn't know in a state as big as Oklahoma, And there's places like this in Wisconsin and Minnesota and Illinois, and even out east, New Jersey is a huge agricultural state. People don't realize how empty the United States actually is, and yet how advanced it is, because I'm out here recording this. I've got 5 bars of cell service. I'll be able to post this from this location whenever I choose, or the next location down the road here on 9. So if you're a back road tripper, 9 East or 9 West through Oklahoma to Arkansas or Oklahoma on out is well worth the price of admission, because you aren't going to see any cars and you aren't going to see anybody, and there's no place to stop. And make sure you get gas. Bye-bye.